How do you create a memorable character? We're going to go over some advice, strategies, and tips so that way you can become a much better writer. Welcome to Kaufman Writes. I'm Kaufman. Memorable characters are ones who challenge the norm. Is there a reason when we think of our favorite characters of history, television shows, books, movies, you name it, what makes our favorite characters stand out? When we think of the character Darth Vader, why is Darth Vader memorable? Is it because of his sound, or perhaps his tragic backstory, James Bond, and his mission to be the 007 spy, who is always the stoic picture of what masculinity should be, while always being challenged with the ideals of whatever story, mission, or villain he is pitted up against. What makes Katniss Everdeen a memorable character? Is it the tragic backstory? Or perhaps it's the likable quirk? Or maybe it's that heroic feeling we get when we undergo and we embark on this journey with this character. Characteristic number one: believability. The character in itself, regardless of how fantastical or how non-fantastical the world is, has to be believable to some degree, sense, or some type of realism. Even if it's in a far-fetched world, if they were in the real world, despite all the circumstances, that they would be believable. Because if they're not believable, we can't connect with them. We can't relate with the emotions and the emotional turmoil, emotional journey that they have to undergo. If they're not believable, we don't root for the hero. If they're not a believable villain, we don't try to hate them. We don't try to hope that the hero wins against all odds to up the villain. But it's not just believability. It's not. I think believability is only a part of it. Relatability. We have to relate with the hero. We have to have a thing that resonates based off their actions. They have to do a thing that we could see and that we could be like, oh, I could do that thing. Or I believe that if I were put in that journey, that I would make the same decisions. But what makes a villain? Why do we like villains? Do we relate with villains? They're evil, killing people generally, doing bad things to screw over the world. With villains, it's the desire to relate with them. Do we want to be evil people, human beings? Of course not. But there's some part of some humanistic level where we want to relate with that power complex with villain. They're just misunderstood. Pixar movies like to do this. That makes us like, oh, well, they made a mistake, right? Because if someone is misunderstood, that makes us think that they can have a second chance. And if they can have a second chance, then we deserve a second chance. They have to have a trait that is definable, a trait that leaves us, leaves me, leaves you wanting more. In screenwriting terms, this moment is a lot of times referred to as a save the cat moment, but that moment is a result and a reflection of, sometimes I call it a quirk, sometimes I call it's like a thing for a character, something that makes the character stand out. Sometimes that's part of the backstory. Sometimes that is the thing that they carry around. Who doesn't think about Indiana Jones without his trusty whip? Or who doesn't think about Han Solo without the Millennium Falcon? Nearly every single Marvel character you can think of has a physical thing with them. Like, Marvel loves to put the physical object that makes the character stand out, because it's usually the physical object is combined with their ability that then gives them the personality. I'd be curious to hear, what do you think makes an evil character? Harley Quinn is a very, very popular character. What makes Harley Quinn a truly memorable character? Is it because she's portrayed as crazy in some perceptions of her? Or is it because that has the confidence to be who she is? Because who doesn't want to have that confidence to to say what they want, to be who they want, regardless of the situation. There's so many ways that we can go about creating a memorable character, whether it's create an item, an ability, a personality flaw, a weakness, a background, or just a thing that we love to hate about them. But the great thing and the absolutely incredible thing, which is one of the reasons that I love writing, is that we get to create it. We get to choose what is that thing that makes them memorable. I am on a personal quest to create a truly iconic character. Maybe it'll happen in The Last Scarecrow. Maybe it'll happen in another story. Who's to say? But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that the journey is just as much fun as the end game. If you're watching this on the replay, like, subscribe, and follow because new daily writing stuff will help you become a better writer. Do you want to become a better writer? Do you want to beat procrastination? Follow me along the journey and let's do it together because let me tell you, the struggle is real. That's all that I got for the night. I'm going to sign off. I'm Kaufman, and I will catch you